So I matched with this guy on Hinge. Okay, things are going great. We're having great conversation, good back and forth. He's answering, with more than one word, and he's being super nice, super respectful, and it's like not love bombing at all in any way. He was just like trying to form a genuine connection, and it truly seemed like textbook, this is how you get to know someone and then date them, okay? And so I'm like, oh my God, I met a nice guy. So then we're talking and we start texting. So I'm thinking things are going great. We're planning to meet up hopefully this weekend and go do something. And so Sunday, we were trying to FaceTime. Sunday we were going to, it didn't work out. So Monday he jokingly was like, if we don't FaceTime tonight, I'm gonna die, ha ha ha. Okay, so we're talking all throughout the day Monday, things are fine. And then I knew he was busy till 8:30. So around 8 he texted me, he's like, I'll be done soon. I was like, yeah, take your time, just FaceTime me whenever you get home and you're settled. And I don't hear anything. So then it's 10 o'clock and I'm like, hey, did you still want to FaceTime? I'm kind of tired. And I don't hear anything, so I'm like, I'll just go to bed. So I go to bed and I wake up this morning and I texted him and it was just like, haha, hope you didn't die because we didn't FaceTime. And that was around 8:30. And then around 10:30, I went to go look at my messages and I clicked on ours and I look and I see that the message has not delivered. He blocked me. Blocked me. How am I supposed to find a man when this is what I'm left with? How am I supposed to trust anyone if I'm thinking I'm having a good connection with someone, because I am, and it's pretty genuine, and then they just out of the blue block me? Why? So I'm now taking applications on TikTok because I'm so over every dating app.
Where have all the nightclubs gone? I'm 43 years old, so if you're anywhere from, let's say, 35 and up, and you live in Long Island, New York, you're probably thinking the same thing I have. Where have all the clubs gone?
Atlanta, no. Toronto boy, Toronto boy, Toronto boy. The story that y'all have been waiting for, let's get into it. I was in Greece for 2 weeks this summer and I went to Mgtow. We were at Scorpios. This guy invited us over to his table. I ended up hitting it off with one of the guys, unexpectedly. He was just so funny and we were just ping-ponging off of each other. He's a handsome guy, but he isn't my normal type. Long story short, I got roofied. Straight up was roofied, and so I had to go home. It was something that's never happened to me in my 38 years. My friends knew automatically. I'm happy to share that story now that some time has passed. The next day he was texting me. He was like, what happened to you last night? You just disappeared. And I'm like, oh, we stopped by this late night and then I went home, but my friends stayed, which is what happened. We stopped by this place on our way to take me home. He didn't really believe me. I could tell he didn't really believe me, but I just was like, whatever. Went to go to Mgtow to see Blondie DJ, and we ran into him in the bathroom line. He and I had so much fun. We were talking all night. He didn't believe me when I said I'd gone home the night before. I was like, honestly, I got roofied. But he was like, oh, I thought you just went home with another guy. Definitely looking back now, red flags of we're on vacation. The possessiveness is kind of weird. He actually does call me when he gets back. What are you doing next weekend? I really want to see you. Can I fly you out to Toronto or can I come to Austin? He's like, well, you can bring Georgie and we can go to nice dinners and go for walks with the dogs. He has a dog. You can just chill. It'll be nice. And you can just fly in late Friday and leave early Sunday. So 2 nights, but less than 48 hours. Of course, I was a little bit nervous about going. He seemed really respectful. I knew he had a guest room. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, he has a guest room. This is a no pressure situation. Did some background checks on him and stuff like that, whatever. I felt very safe. Georgie and I make the trek there. Basically, as soon as I walked into his house, which was stunning, beautiful, amazing, I was like, oh, this may have been a little bit of a mistake. I don't know if I really want to be. He'd made all of these reservations. He'd picked up my favorite type of coffee. He was asking about everything. He was so accommodating. He put all my stuff in the guest room, so I was able to get ready over there. And on the way to dinner, he asks me, let's call her Sharon. Your friend Sharon, she's not that smart, right? She's kind of stupid. what? Sharon? No, Sharon is like really, really smart. Like I go to her for everything in life. It's like, oh, I just saw her like bebopping around, and yeah, she was like partying in Mykonos. She wasn't sitting down and talking about history, but yeah, like Sharon's really smart. I think that he would leave it at there, like kind of foot in a mouth situation. And instead he says, Laura's stupid, right? No, Laura is just as smart as Sharon, and they're both just as smart as me. I was so taken aback. Who just talks like that? It was bizarre. Wait, are these like your good friends? Yeah, those are like my best friends of like 15 years. Like, please don't let them know that I said that. In my head, I'm like, obviously I'm gonna let them know you said that. Like, I clearly hate you now. Anyone that would ask that an hour into me arriving is not my type of person. Anyone who would ask that, yeah, it goes without being said. Don't talk bad about my girls. My girls. Mine. Those girls were here before you, and they're gonna be here long after you, buddy. So, zip it. We're at dinner, and he keeps checking his phone, and apparently he has a camera in the house. Georgie and his dog are losing their mind, barking at the front door. They barked for 3 hours. 3 hours straight. I was stressing the fuck out. He kind of kept blaming Georgie, and wait, I'm not gonna say his dog's name. He also told a story about how he's like the vice president of a company, and someone tried to sue him for being abusive, and then he was giving me examples and saying it's not abusive, and it was just giving me the ick. Also stressed about the dogs. I'm tired. I'd done international travel, but he insisted that we go to the next spot. And then once we get to the next spot, he's complaining that it's not as cool as it used to be. And talking about politics, US politics. At dinner had asked me, is Georgie going to sleep on the bed? Yeah. Like, does your dog sleep on the bed? Like, no, my dog's not allowed to go upstairs at all. I didn't know dogs weren't allowed in the bed. Like, Georgie definitely sleeps in the bed. I can sleep in the guest room. Oh no, I want you in the room with me. And like, it's fine. But I could tell like it wasn't fine. So uncomfortable. We're gonna have to go to a part 2.
Atlanta nightlife right now is not the same.
Stop it.
Especially clubs. One of the biggest clubs, one of my favorites in Atlanta, it just closed down.
Fellas.
All of you.
So how do you outsmart women who like to play games, who like to create a little anxiety, the little push and pull within you? Well, I'm going to tell you 4 ways. And if you have been following me for a while, you know my content. And I go a little bit deeper into things versus just give you kind of the surface level advice. If you're new here, my name is Sarah, and I help good men attract great women. So first of all, I just want to talk to you about what a game is and what games are perceived as. Now, personally, I don't think that games are quote unquote games. What they typically are just 2 people who are unsure, who lack emotional maturity, who don't necessarily know what it is that they're looking for, who are scared to really show themselves, be in a relationship. They potentially might exhibit these like push and pull behaviors to test your reactions, especially with women. Women will potentially pull back at times to see how interested a man is. And I know it's kind of crappy, unfortunately, from an evolutionary perspective. It is what we do. So it sometimes does work and sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on how that woman is rewarded. So the first thing you have to do is just recognize that it's happening, and then don't take the bait. Don't play the game, because chess players can only play chess with other chess players. If you notice and you start to see patterns within your dating life, and that is what I help men do in particular and that are watching me and that are in my channels and in my communities, and I help them identify who potentially they're attracting, who they're attracted to, how to have upfront conversations about what it is that you want, about the dating process, about, just whether or not you're looking for the same things. There's very predictable patterns in the people that we choose to date. And some of those will emulate games. So if you're a secure, healthy person, you just don't take the bait. You just know that, okay, this person might be creating this type of behavior because they have some insecurity and some self-esteem issues. So I'm gonna have to communicate concisely. Typically, when you enter into a new relationship over the age of 30, if you're not having clear communication and or setting boundaries with what it is that you want in a relationship, what it is that you are looking for, if somebody is attracted to the fact that you're pulling away and creating all of this intensity within the relationship, that's a red flag in the first place. So relationships in the beginning, yeah, there should be a little bit of like, you know, kind of weird feelings because you're not really sure. That's okay. But when there's chaos and when there's turmoil and when you feel a certain sense of anxiety, that's something to pay attention to.
That's it. I cannot do this shit no more. I swear to God, with not another man. No.
I doubt I'm gonna post this because I'm just kind of like wanting to keep a record for myself. I met a guy in Mykonos 2 weeks ago, and I'm about to go to the airport to fly to Toronto to go visit him, which is like kind of crazy. And he's been so sweet and so accommodating. Like last weekend, he's like, "What's your coffee order? Like, I'm gonna pick up everything." And he's made all these dinner reservations. He invited Georgie to come. He has a dog, so we're gonna like walk the dogs, go to dinner. And like normally I'd be pretty anxious, but he's so kind and we had so much fun together. Like he's so funny. No matter what, it's gonna be fine. So you only live once, you know?
Me and my best friend FaceTime 3 times a day. I see her at least once a week. So when I introduce her to a man, it feels like a big deal, but she already knows everything about him. But when a man introduces you to his best friend, when he introduces you to the one that he sees him twice a year, definitely doesn't know his birthday, but that's his fucking boy. Oh, he's gonna marry you. Can't take that back.
3 nightclubs a week have closed in the UK so far this year. Yorkshire has been the hardest hit area, with 45% of venues being lost this year, including long-running clubs such as Wire. Venue owners have suggested that rising costs of living and a lack of essential public services are to blame for the closures, citing unreliable late-night transport and a lack of a police presence, which forces venues to spend on security and cleaning, services that should be publicly provided.
Okay, this comment perfectly demonstrates how little men understand women's experiences.
So I saw this comment and I just had to respond to it because I'm not sure if he realizes this, but his wife and his daughter are women too. So if women aren't safe in the world, then neither are they. And no one's asking you to just go out and protect women you don't know, but they are asking you to positively contribute to a society that values the safety of women overall. And you should just want to do that anyways in order to make the world a better place, but you have no choice if you truly want to protect your daughters, because keeping the world safe for the women you don't know is the only way to keep it safe for the women you do. And let me explain why. Stopping a man from abusing a woman in public means that that same man won't feel as comfortable abusing your daughter if he happens to come across her next. You create the world around you based on what you allow to happen right in front of you. So if you allow a man next to you to say that a woman was asking for it just because she was wearing a skirt, then that means that your daughter isn't safe to be wearing a skirt either. And if you turn the other way when a man spikes a woman's drink, then that man won't think twice when it comes time to spike the drink that belongs to your daughter. And let's not act like you can't understand this concept, because I'm sure you'd want a man to stand up and help if a guy was beating up your daughter in a bar. I'm sure you wouldn't want him to stand up and say, well, she's not my daughter, so it's not my problem, and go back to enjoying his beer. You speak of your wife and your daughter as extensions of yourself rather than as individuals, so it almost seems like you protect them as your property instead of people who want to feel safe. But a woman's right to safety should never be dependent on her relationship to a man. And that's how I know that you haven't thought through this argument at all, because you're not always going to be with your wife and your daughter. So how do they live under your protection if no one knows that you're their husband or their father? Are people supposed to just assume? Because using that logic, then every woman should be protected because every woman is someone's daughter. But you don't want to think of it that way because you're the kind of guy who wants your daughter to be respected, but then has no problem going out and disrespecting someone else's daughter. You don't even understand how much of a luxury it is to be able to say that this isn't your problem. You can ignore it because you've never felt it, but women regularly step in to protect other women because we felt their fear, so we want to stop their fear. And we know the panic that sets in when you feel like no one else is coming to help. You can't just stand idly by and watch violence against women and then expect that your daughter won't fall victim to the society you created. And you can't actively contribute to something and then claim outrage when someone you love falls victim to it. You should treat all women the way you hope someone would treat the women you care about. And you should hold the men around you accountable when they don't. You claim that men are protectors, but you are no protector if you can ignore people in the moments when they need to be protected. So let me leave you with this. Your daughter may have a daughter someday, and you should ask yourself if you hope that she'll be surrounded by better men than you.
I'm going on a date. I don't want to go, but I do. I do want to go. This is good. This is the time of my life where I'm supposed to be doing these fun activities because I'm getting older. But what if you get there and he's ugly and he's awful and he looks nothing like he does online? Well, then you just have to remember that it's only 2 hours of your life and you never have to speak to him again if you don't want to. Okay, but what if it's 2 really, really excruciating hours and I can't hide my facial expressions and help how I feel? Then you just be honest with him and go home. This is good. This is good. I feel good. I'm going to have a great time. Welcome to dating in your 20s. Best of luck to all of you.
And when I tell you everyone is out in pairs, it's 2 or more. It's never 1. And I am just wondering, single people, where are you guys? Like, I just had dinner by myself and was literally the only single person there. Like, single party. You guys, I hope you guys are not staying home. Like, I hope you guys are, like, living life because I need you guys out here.
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.